Okay, so this is going to be our first lesson on rotation. So once again, we're going to make our Cartesian planes, which you are very good at doing at this point. Your y-axis and your x-axis. Now you might remember when I was first introducing these lessons that I said to you that the quadrants that we were talking about will be most important when we are learning rotations. So we're going to quickly highlight those quadrants again. You guys might recall that quadrant 1, our x and y axis are both positive. All the coordinates in there are positive. So x is positive and y is positive. And then in quadrant 2, we remember that x is negative and y is positive. Again, this is a review for you guys. And we know that in quadrant 3, we have x is negative and y is also negative. And then in quadrant number 4, x is positive, but y is negative. Okay. And as I said, that's most important for when we do rotations. Now, as you guys are making this, the grade 8 curriculum asks that you do rotations of 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. And that we do our rotations about something called the origin, which would be what I've hinted at in other lessons. That would be right here. The origin is 0, 0. Now, I'm going to extend this in an extension lesson where we actually rotate our shapes on a different origin, different coordinate. But for now, today, at least for this period, we're going to just do very basic ones. So once again, we're going to get very fundamental. So the first one we're going to do is a 90-degree clockwise rotation. So that's the language that we're using. Notice that I'm saying clockwise. I will be talking about counterclockwise at one point, but clockwise, you guys know what clockwise means. It's the way the analog clock goes, right? So clockwise. So if you don't know the analog clock that well, you can always just have a peek at the red kind of second hand on the analog clock. But clockwise is considered this, and then counterclockwise is the opposite direction. That's probably something that you maybe all knew already. So we're going to start really basic again. If I'm going to put a shape, or not even a shape, I'm going to put a dot. I'm going to use a pencil here because I might erase this later. I'm going to put a dot here, and this dot on this coordinate is conveniently at 3. Actually, you know what? Let's not make it 3, 3. Let's make it a bit different so that we can adjust it. So I'm going to make it at 3, 4. So we're going to use the coordinates 3, 4, and we're going to rotate that 90 degrees. Now, for the people who are visual learners, this is pretty straightforward. There's a couple ways of doing this. You could have a protractor and actually simply make a 90-degree rotation, right? I don't even know if you can see that. I'll do it a bit darker. But if I was to make a 90-degree rotation, doing it the old school way, I would simply do my rotation like this. I think it would end up going there, right? Well, actually, hold on. It would be there. But you guys might not have access to protractors. So let's talk about the first strategy, the old school strategy, and then we'll talk about how you can maybe adjust the coordinates. So here's an old school strategy. What you can do is, we understand that counterclockwise goes this direction. So we're okay with that. I can actually zoom in on this now. sorry, did I say counterclockwise? Clockwise goes this direction, right? Goes this direction. Sorry. And the best way I can do this and in an accurate way is if I look at this as though I'm creating anchors or branches to branch out. So I could maybe do it with a different color. So if I create a line that comes out along the x-axis like this, and maybe I'll do it with a different color, and then I have another branch that reaches my coordinate, what I can do is I can now consider this. Wish I had like little devices here to show you. I know that I can rotate this here 90 degrees. And I know what a 90 degrees clockwise rotation would look like. It would look like this. I go 3 units here. That means I rotate it down 3 units to here. So the first part of my arm, instead of maybe branch, I'll say arm. The first part of my arm comes down to here. But what do I do with this next bit? This part here is also attached. Well, that also has to come out with it. So if this arm goes down, this one, being on the y-axis going up, has to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see what I've done here is this shape has rotated down, and this has rotated with it. So my new point is right here. And this would be, so if this was A, this is now A1. And you're going to notice the new coordinate. What do you notice about the new coordinate? 1, 2, 3, 4. These switched. And then what quadrant are we in? Quadrant 4. So that means it's -3. Okay. So that was a really simple, basic one. Are we okay with that? I think I'm going to stop the recording on that and I'll get into the more advanced one. But that's kind of, I call that one kind of lesson 1. So let me cancel that one for now.